Hey y'all, welcome. I'm Maggid, Jhos singer, and on behalf of the whole JCC of San Francisco, I want to wish you a Chag Sameach, a happy holiday. We are entering the holiday of Sukkot. A sukkah, which is where we get the word Sukkot, is a small, flimsy, tent-like dwelling. This was probably the kinds of tents that were put up in the fields during agrarian times, when during harvest time you didn't want to have to schlep back and forth from the city to the fields. So farmers would stay in the fields and the harvest would take place there. Then that idea got mapped onto the exodus of the Israelites out of Egypt. As the Israelites were escaping persecution and oppression and were traveling then across the desert for 40 years to their liberation, they probably stayed in small, flimsy dwellings that we call Sukkot. And so this time of year, we think about both of those things, the bountiful harvest that is happening at this time of year here in California, as well as what it means to have a bountiful spiritual harvest, to leave those things that are oppressive or oppressing and to move towards your freedom. So what better way to celebrate that in community and with friends and gathering in our Sukkot than to have a libation? So I want to teach you a drink today that you can do one of two ways. It's harvest time 2 ways. That's what I'll call it. So here's what you're going to need for it, okay? You'll need either gin or bourbon. If you go with a gin, go with a nice, very herbaceous one. The one that I'm using today is Empress 1908, which is a fabulous gin. And you will need a bourbon. So you're going to want something that's kind of robust and caramely and like that. Larceny, Maker's Mark, one of those caramely kind of bourbons would do well. Okay, then you're going to need some fig syrup, which you're going to make by taking black mission figs, chopping them up, throwing them in a pot, putting in 1 cup of water and 1 cup of turbinado sugar, bringing it to a boil, turning it down, holding it at a kind of medium boil for about 15 to 20 minutes until it's syrupy, strain it, and boom, you've got fig syrup. You could throw a handful of rosemary in there if you wanted to add another layer of flavors and herbaceous notes. You're going to need some fresh figs, cut in half like that. You're going to need some rosemary sprigs, some fresh squeezed lemon juice, some crushed ice. If you're going with the gin version, you might want to have some either pomegranate molasses, pomegranate syrup, or pomegranate concentrate. Any of those are going to be available at any Middle Eastern store, and even you can sometimes find it at big supermarkets these days. And crushed ice. Did I already say crushed ice? Crushed ice. In terms of equipment, you're going to need a jigger and a couple of glasses. All right, here we go. We're going to build this drink. We're going to start with our glasses. These are 9-ounce glasses, and we're going to put a half an ounce of our syrup in the bottom of our glass. 1 and 2. Here we go. Beautiful. That looks great. Then we're going to put we're going to fill the glasses about halfway up with our crushed ice. So let's get that happening. There we go. About like that. Halfway is good. Next step is we're going to take our lemon juice and we're going to put a half an ounce of lemon juice in on top of that crushed ice. So here's our lemon juice right here. We're going to get a half an ounce here. Boom. And a half an ounce here. And that looks great. Half an ounce. Perfect. Now we are going to take our figs, our halved figs, and kind of ornately put 2 halves in your glass, just to make it kind of beautiful, and that's going to add that fresh fig flavor in there. So put that on both of those. The next step is for our gin drink. We are going to take our pomegranate, in my case, it's pomegranate concentrate, and we are just going to put this tiniest little bit. It's probably about 1/8 of an ounce. So I'll just measure that. Yeah, it's really just a bissel right down in the bottom there. Perfect. All right, that's just gonna add some tang and another layer of flavors. Next step is to finish off the filling of our glass with the ice, like that. So it's iced up pretty much to the top, looking good. And then we are going to add our soda water. Did I tell you we needed soda water? We do, we need soda water. So you wanna have some soda water that you like, and you're gonna fill that up most of the way. You wanna leave a little bit of headroom though, because that's where the spirits are gonna go. So there we go, just like that. All right, now we're going to take, for our gin cocktail, we're going to take our beautiful blue. It's blue because of a botanical that they use in the botanicals that they infuse it with. So we're going to put about an ounce on the top. Right there. Gorgeous. That looks great. Beautiful. Alrighty. And we'll do the same thing with our whiskey. And about an ounce of that right up on top. Beautiful. And last step, we're going to take our rosemary sprigs. We're gonna make them, just get that little aromatic kind of thing going, and punch that down in there. Get that to both of our drinks. We want it in both. And that's it. Harvest time, 2 ways. Beautiful layered drink. Those gorgeous figs. I think of figs as like the ultimate fall fruit, right? Figs and pomegranates. So there you go. You're gonna serve those to your guests like that, in that nice, beautiful layered look. Instruct them to stir it up and enjoy. You can also make this as a mocktail by putting a little bit more of the syrup, maybe 3/4 of an ounce of the syrup, and just omitting the spirits at the end. But it makes a wonderful fall, interesting, tangy, kind of like an Italian soda. All right, my holy friends, have a beautiful, beautiful holiday. May you take in all the blessings of this time, because just remember, any blessing you don't take in stays out. So we want all those blessings absorbed. This is a rich and fruitful time of year. It's been a hard year, so the blessings that come to you, let them in. All right, friends, Chag Sameach, a happy holiday to you. Thanks for being here.